Welcome, everybody. Okay, I had a whole other thing planned because I was thinking about this with this whole theme we're going into in death and fall and grief. And I got plenty of grief, and for some reason, I decided that grief is a beautiful thing. I don't think I used to think that, but I do now. And it was a natural way of thinking. So whenever I feel the need to cry, it's not something I need to resist because it's just so beautiful to just feel that. And some people, they gave me words. I get to steal their words. I just love it. And the first one is a story, and I don't know who told it originally. It's hundreds of years old, so we may not know for sure either. But I want to talk about how if if I went the excuse me, the nihilist road, which I was kind of trouncing towards for a while, nihilism and I, I wouldn't as have a right view. I think of what is a good way to be, and I think of a story that I interpreted and thought wholeheartedly was the heart of equanimity, and I've redefined equanimity to myself. And I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot, but this story really informs a lot to me. And I'm going to say I love Julie's statement. It's true, but it's not the whole truth. This story is true, but it's also not the whole truth, and I'll go into that. And it's going to be a pretty shortened version. But there's this monk, and he's in the woods, and he's meditating and taking care of everything, and he doesn't talk to other people. He's by himself. He's a hermit. And this woman comes up to him and goes, I gave birth to this baby. I can't feed this baby. I can't clothe this baby. You take care of this baby. It's you should do this. I'm not going to have anything to do with this. And the monk goes, oh, okay. And the woman leaves. So the monk takes care of the baby. The monk changes the baby's diaper, feeds the baby, cleans the baby, loves the baby, does his best to be the baby's mom, does his best to be the baby's dad, plays with the baby, cherishes the baby, because it's the right way to raise a baby, right? And the baby grows to be a couple years old. And the woman comes back, and now she's more stable. And the woman goes, you should have never taken my baby. I need to take my baby back. Give my baby back to me now. And the monk goes, oh, okay, and just hands the baby back to the woman. And this is an old story, and I believe it's meant to teach equanimity. And when I first heard it, I thought, yeah, that's the kind of Buddhist I want to be, that I can just totally engage and involve myself with something with all my heart and soul, and then just give it up with not having an attachment or an emotional response. And there's some truth to that. But I'm going to say that when I was thinking about this and that story came to me, I'm proud to say that how I am today is, I would say, me thinking of that way was complete and utter bullshit. The story does not ring true to me anymore. There's no way the monk can just let go of the child without being crushed and damaged and smarting and hurting on the inside. Not only that, as a Buddhist, I don't see it as right action to give the baby back to the woman, since she didn't, maybe has not demonstrated yet that she would be the best person to raise the baby. And the best decision might be to keep the baby. And it was nice to see how my perspectives had changed over time, and how far I had stepped back to that precipice of just believing Buddhism is a great philosophy to have when there's nothing, like everything's just kind of fake. That's kind of where I was heading, and stepped way back from that, and I'm glad I have. And I'm also glad we do this. September is a big month of loss for me. Sorry, my throat's a little froggy. So I'd lost my mother in September. I'd lost and two animals, two pets in September, and all in the last 11 years. So, and I love September. I love September, and I'll continue to love September. And it's a reminder as I go into October and at that magical time of the year where death reminds you it's everywhere, and death reminds you it's beautiful in a really strange way. It's autumn and November are so just outrageously gorgeous as things are getting darker, as things are getting colder, as I'm turning more inward just naturally, and the world just says, and the world is stunning. We're going to be stunning through this whole thing to show you it's not a terrible process, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm working on a whole collection. I'm on October, and it's my 4th year doing it, and I've always kind of confined it to the months of October that I write in, and it's going to be done this year, and I'm going to try to have it out next year. What does that have to do with anything? I've spent a lot of time contemplating October and what's going on there. In this latest one, since it was brought up to do grief by somebody, has gone a different road and has included more grief for me, and I love that because, as I say, grief is beautiful. It's something I learned. I'm sure there's a lot of other people who say it too. And I read books. It's a good thing. And I was reading a book and I go, wow, thank God that someone said it way better than I was thinking of saying it at the time. Right? It's amazing. How many of you guys know who Maurice Sendak is? Oh, we have one. Do you guys know where the wild things are? He's the writer and the artist. Amazing human being. When I was in kindergarten, that book was right up there with the Bible for me. I just loved the pictures and loved the spirit. So this is from Maurice Sendak's final interview with Terry Gross on Fresh Air. It's a program on National Public Radio. And having read this book and hearing these, it almost brought me to, in fact, I almost feel tears now. It almost brought me to the point of tears that this person who was at the time was getting old and was dying, right, had this to say. You know, it just struck me as so amazing. Somehow I'm finding out as I'm aging, I am in love with the world. I don't know if I will do another book or not. It doesn't matter. I am a happy old man. I have nothing but praise for my life. I'm not unhappy. I cry a lot because I miss people. They die, and I can't stop loving them. They leave me, and I love them more. There are so many beautiful things in the world, which I will have to leave when I die. And then he goes, but I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. It is a blessing to get old. It is a blessing to find the time to do things, to read books, to listen to music. You know, I don't think I'm rationalizing. I really don't. This is all inevitable, and I have no control over it. I wish you all good things. Live your life. Live your life. Live your life. So I'd heard this, read it, and just found it incredibly beautiful. And I think it touches the heart of grief. To me, it's love, it's compassion. And I think, even though I didn't see it right away, I think it's why I think grief is beautiful. And I think Maurice Sendak agrees with me. So those stories, this time of grief, this time where many people feel as though the world of the dead and the world of living are closer together. It definitely feels like that to me. And it's a time of year, it's actually my favorite time of year. that I cherish and get to do. So I did want to do chants today, and the chant I'm choosing is a chant I did every morning before I meditated. I was taking care of things with my last pet, who I had to put down, I put down 3 weeks and 2 days ago, and I'd wake in the morning, I'd do the chant, and now it's tied to her passing in my memory. So I cherish it more. And what it says to me is, again, at the heart of grief and at the heart of death for those of us who survive, those who've died, about love. And the chant is just simple. It's a Hindu chant. I apologize. It's not Buddhist, but I just like to do things. It's called Aham Prema. It means I am love. And it's about our fundamental nature and being one with divine love, and creates a sense of pure love. So if you want to chant, you can chant along. If you just want to meditate, if you don't want to hear a chant that's not necessarily Buddhist, that's fine too. If you're in the room, I think you just have to do this. But if you're not in the room, you can mute. And I'm going to check the time, 6:18. So just about 5 minutes or so. And follow along as best as you can, those of you who want to. It's a very easy chant. Aham Prema, 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 Aham Prema. And now we go. Aham Prema, 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 Aham Prema. Aham Prema, 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 prema, aham prema, aham prema, aham prema, aham prema, aham prema. Aham prema, aham prema, aham prema, aham prema. I am love. 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 Namaste. Thank you all for attending and participating. Thank you for your practice and your recovery and for sharing that with all of us here. And when you do that, you share how we do this. You become teachers, and I learn a lot from that. Get comfortable and take a second. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.